Well, it's our favorite day again. Welcome back to Mindshift Monday. I am Tom Hobbs, and today we're going to talk about something that's near and dear to me. It's goals. Yep, it's goals. One of the biggest problems I see in business leaders today is that they're playing way too safe, way too safe. And many of the gurus in the market, they're out there suggesting that people do these safe goals, SMART goals. You've probably heard of them, SMART goals. So SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, timely, smart. Here's the thing though. I agree that goals need to be specific. I also agree they need to be pretty measurable. After all, how do you know when you accomplish them if you're not measuring them, right? But who has the authority to tell you if something is achievable? I mean, think about it. When John Kennedy said, by the end of the decade, we will put a man on the moon, no one could say whether it was achievable or not because no one had done it. Same with Sir Edmund Hillary. He's climbing Mount Everest. And everybody, he decided that he was going to climb it. He ended up having to go, what was it, 3 times before he actually made it all the way to the top. But no one else could say that it was realistic or not, or achievable or not, because nobody else had done it. Like Bob Proctor likes to say, anyone else who tried died. That's how much of a big deal that was, right? It just, you couldn't get to the top of Everest. And then let's go into the R, right? There you go, something like that. R for realistic. The same argument applies here, but think about it from another perspective. When Michelangelo set out to paint the Sistine Chapel, kind of a big canvas, right? But here he was going out and saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this thing." Did anybody say, "Oh, that's not realistic"? Probably. Or how about when Columbus set out to the west to find a new trade route to go east? Not very realistic in those days because everybody thought he was going to fall off the edge of the earth. But here's the thing. There is not a single person who can challenge the reality of your perception. If you can dream it, you can do it. And then there's this last one, timely. There's another thing here. You're going to work at your own pace, and your future is your reality. So no one can say that if you're setting an aggressive timetable that it's not possible, right? Or if you're setting a nice long timetable that it's not realistic. So just go, right? How fast or how slow you go is really up to you. But set some boundaries, right? Because in Parkinson's law, if you set a goal that's this long, right? And let's get that all on camera. If it's this long, right? And say this is 3 years, it's going to take you 3 years to accomplish it. But if you do the same goal in 3 weeks, it's going to take you 3 weeks. So set your timetables realistically, but go out and do it. But here's the thing. Set bigger goals, right? So look at it this way. If an apple represents a SMART goal, you're filling in your hand with something that you need today. It's something you need right now. It could be money. It could be knowledge. It could be something for the right now. It's SMART. But the problem is, if you achieve it, all you've got is an apple. So you could set a stretch goal, and all of a sudden now you're trying to get a bag of apples. And with that bag of apples, now you've got a couple of days worth of success, right? But it's still kind of safe. At the end of the day, this is like saying, "Oh, I'm going to grow my business by 10% top line, and we're going to grow profits by up to 25%." These are safe. They're vanilla goals. But what about setting real goals? Why not set a goal that would actually change your life? Instead of saying, "Hey, I want an apple or a bag of apples," why not set a goal of getting the whole orchard or creating a new variety of apple and start a movement to get your apples used in recipes all across the world? Once again, if you can dream it, you can do it. Nobody can tell you it's impossible. No one has that authority. You flash it in your mind, you write it down, and you get to work on it, right? That's the way this action game works. But here's the problem with SMART goals, my perspective. They limit your thinking and they thwart innovation. So these things are pretty common in our society these days. They start at home, they move into the schools, and they repeat year after year in performance reviews at work. So unlock your potential by reaching further than you thought possible. So here's how I help people. I help people set harder goals. In the spirit of Sir Edmund Hillary, I actually call them Everest goals. You shouldn't know how to accomplish them when you write them down, but you should be able to see the first step. So then draft your plans accordingly. If you want to use a SMART goal, set it for a milestone. Don't set it for the whole goal. Climbing Everest is not something that you're going to accomplish in 3 weeks. Not going to happen. But draft the plan, accomplish the first step, then take a look at the second step. Finish the second step, take a look at the third step. Keep moving in the right direction. That's the point to having the big goal. You can always see that you're heading in the right direction. So if you haven't already done so, click the button down below, subscribe to Mindshift Monday so that you get all of these updates right away as soon as they're live. Also, if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe to the newsletter, utilize your time over at the hobsolutions.com website. And remember, Mondays are the best day of the week because the rest of the week is full of potential. I will see you next week. Enjoy. Go out and set some real goals. Don't reach for apples, reach for the orchard. Talk to you soon. I'm Tom Hobbs.